You just dragged the sheriff's dad, lady, I roared, fury barely leashed, staring at my 67-year-old father sprawled on our concrete driveway. His shirt was torn, face scratched, eyes wide with pain and shock. Brenda Walsh towered over him in her ludicrous homemade uniform. Flimsy badge, oversized sunglasses, an armband screaming Ridge Patrol Enforcer. Frozen mid-tirade like she'd stumbled into a crime scene. She had, just not the one she imagined. Her mouth gaped as neighbours peeked out, phones up, the air thick with disbelief. I'd come home from a grocery run to find her SUV half on our curb, engine humming, and Brenda yanking Dad across his own yard like a thief. Now, she was about to learn what happens when you assault a vet and cross a sheriff's family. Maple Grove was our haven, a cozy middle-class neighbourhood where folks mowed lawns on weekends and swapped recipes over fences. Not fancy, but ours. Peaceful for years until Brenda Walsh rolled in. She claimed the corner house with her silver SUV, a tacky sprawl of wind-powered garden gnomes, and an attitude that could sour milk from 10 feet away. Worse, she'd crowned herself the unofficial HOA boss, despite Maple Grove having no HOA, just county rules. Brenda didn't care. She roamed with a clipboard, a ruler, and a phone she wielded like a dash cam, issuing fake tickets scribbled in a kid's drawing app, signed Brenda Walsh, Head Enforcer. No one knew where the title came from, but she wore it like a crown. To seniors, she was a pest. To young parents, a punchline. To my dad, Frank, just noise. A retired army vet, Dad loved war movies and griping about shoddy craftsmanship. Gruff but gentle, he kept to himself. Maybe why Brenda pegged him as prey. Last week she taped a violation to our door. Grass exceeds ridge limit by 2.5 inches. $150 fine. Act now. Dad balled it up, tossed it, and muttered about people needing hobbies. Ignoring her was his mistake. That morning, I'd run to town for groceries. I returned to find Brenda's SUV chewing our grass, door open, and her bellowing about blocking public paths and citizen's arrest, dragging Dad from his yard, filming with one hand. His mug lay shattered, gloves torn. I charged, yelling, "You just dragged the sheriff's dad, lady." She froze, phone still up. Dad sat up, clutching his side, groaning, told her to leave my land. A bruise bloomed near his elbow. Brenda stammered, "Wait, sheriff?" "What sheriff?" I helped Dad stand. "My brother Matt, Lincoln County Sheriff." "Ring a bell?" Her face drained. You can't just, you assaulted a senior on private property, hauled a vet over concrete like trash. His kin's the least of your worries." She fumbled. I was aiding sidewalk access, but I'd started recording. She softened. "Let's not overreact. I'm keeping us compliant." "There's no HOA. You invented it." Neighbours, Mrs. Carter, old Pete with his cane, even the Leak kids, watched. Brenda mumbled, misunderstanding, and shuffled to her SUV, still on our lawn. I got Dad inside, iced his scrapes. He brushed it off, but the shame, manhandled at home, cut deep. "Call Matt?" I asked. "No," he said. "Let her dig her hole deeper." War was on. She just didn't know it. Next morning, Dad was pruning roses like nothing happened, stubborn as ever, tougher than his ancient toolbox. His arm was sore, knee scuffed, shoulder purple, but he waved me off with the grin he'd flash when I cried over a skinned knee. His eyes, though, held a quiet fire, the calm before a reckoning. Matt arrived that afternoon, casual in jeans but radiating sheriff authority, done with fools. He bypassed me, went to Dad in the yard, knee-deep in clippings. "You okay, Pop?" "Nothing I can't handle," Dad said, not looking up. Matt checked his bruises, silent, then turned to me. "Everything. Now." I spilled it. Brenda's fake fines, her patrol act, dragging Dad. Matt's jaw clenched tighter with each word. He didn't explode, just said, "We let her play cop, think she's ahead. Then we build a case so tight she'll wish she'd taken up painting." Dad chuckled. Not the quilt type. Matt smirked. More the fraud and assault type. Plan set. Not vengeance, but justice. Cold and crushing. Brenda doubled down, aiming for a harassment trophy. She added a belt with a toy walkie-talkie, barking into it like someone answered, and a megaphone, blaring ridge updates at 7:30 a.m. daily from her porch. Trash can rules, hedge height gripes, then personal jabs. Mr. Evans at 15 Oak, remove that Christmas wreath. It's spring. No yelling past 5 p.m. Quiet zone. Car at 9 Birch? Oil drips exceed limits. Her voice boomed like a drill sergeant's, not a neighbour's. Folks filmed, shared clips, laughed, then tensed. Annoying was one thing. Stalking with a megaphone was another. I knocked on doors, dug deep. Louise, a shy vet, showed me letters. His flag, too worn, $80 to fix. He paid to dodge her. Tina, a single mom, coughed up $250 for noisy kids and bike clutter. Brenda even sicked animal control on a service pup, unapproved support unit. I logged it, dates, sums, pics, gave it to Matt. He grinned. We're close. County records showed she'd filed an LLC, Maple Grove Standards Board, a sham to fleece folks. Midweek, pressure built. More spoke up. Matt tapped the DA, quiet. Fraud, assault, impersonation, charges piled. We needed one slam dunk, her taking cash as authority. Dad volunteered, wired up with a hidden mic and cam. I hesitated, but he insisted. She dragged me once. Not again. I owe her one. Matt rigged him, parked nearby, unmarked. Neighbours watched, ready. Dad rang Brenda's bell. She answered, uniformed, smug. You again. Here to pay fines? No trouble, Dad said, polite. She smirked, fetched an envelope. $170 for rudeness, $90 for yard mess, $120 for defiance. Dad paid. She signed a receipt as enforcer. Matt rolled up, badge shining, calm. Brenda Walsh, you're under investigation. Impersonation, fraud, harassment, assault. She laughed. This is a joke. I maintain order. You took cash for fake fines, attacked my dad on tape. Done. Her grin died. She didn't go quiet, ranted, arms flailing, calling it a frame-up, Dad the instigator, Matt a traitor against rebels. Matt let her tire out, then asked the crowd, You saw? Nods, phones up. Her war wasn't just us now. No cuffs yet. Buy the book, warrant pending. She was warned. No contact, no trespass, no clipboard. Next day, she taped letters everywhere. Cries of persecution by jealous rogues, citing fake Rule 14C, claiming Dad faked his fall. I called a real meeting. Saturday, cul-de-sac, flyers out, Mrs. Carter's cookies as bait. 50 showed. Chairs, coffee, a breeze pulling them in. I laid it bare. Brenda's tickets, stories, rules like no bikes after 4 p.m. Laughter roared. Half raised hands for fines, some paid, ashamed. Fraud, Matt said. DA's on it. Anger turned to resolve. We formed the true Maple Grove Council. No fines, just unity. Dad, honorary chair, got a mock Lawn King plaque. He beamed. Brenda stormed out, tearing flyers, but teens guarded one. She retreated, mumbling, harassment. That night, Dad's drag video hit online, 50,000 views fast. News followed. Fake HOA attacks, vet, sheriff's dad, viral memes, podcasts, acclaim. Matt got DA approval. Charges stacked. The final blow. A warrant served at noon. Mid-megaphone rant about mailbox spacing. We gardened nearby. Matt and deputies approached. She paled, screeched, Mistake, I helped. You stole power. Over now, Matt said. Escorted off, megaphone dangling, we cheered. Brenda's SUV sat still post-arrest, gnomes toppled. Peace settled. Charges hit hard. Fines, a restraining order, community service picking roadside trash. She moved out. A new family ditched her decor for a birdhouse. We pitched in. No compliance whispered. A sign went up. Maple Grove. Brenda free. Since forever. On the porch, Dad grinned. She dragged me like a gnome. I got the last laugh. We all did, I said. Justice wasn't loud. Just neighbours, truth, and a fake badge in the dust.